Congratulations on your purchase of the Wagner Paint Crew, the superior house painting tool designed for easy use by homeowners, but built with the performance of a contractor sprayer. This Quick Start DVD demonstrates the various steps of using the Paint Crew. For complete instructions and warnings, consult your owner's manual. After reviewing how the system works, we'll cover assembly, preparing to paint, spray technique, and cleanup and storage. The Paint Crew is capable of spraying a variety of paints, primers, and stains, but the techniques are the same regardless of the material. The Paint Crew is an electric piston pump sprayer with a 2-gallon hopper, high-pressure spray hose, and a metal spray gun. The hopper holds the material to be sprayed. Once the power switch is turned on, the pump begins moving the material through the system. The flow direction is controlled by the prime spray knob. When this is set to prime, the material circulates through the pump and into the material return tube, which puts it back into the hopper. During spraying, the prime setting can also be used to relieve high pressure in the spray hose. Setting the prime spray knob to spray directs the material to the spray hose and gun, building up pressure within the system. The reversible spray tip creates the spray pattern and is placed in the tip guard. Pulling and releasing the trigger of the spray gun controls the material flow to the surface. In your Paint Crew box, you'll find the sprayer unit, hopper lid, handle, hose, gun and tip assembly, and manual. When assembling the Paint Crew for the first time, you'll need 2 adjustable wrenches, 1 Phillips head screwdriver, 1 waste bucket, and rags. Most of the main unit is assembled, but you will need to slide on the handle, insert the bolts, and tighten the wing nuts over the lock washers. Next, remove the shipping plugs from the outlet, spray gun, and hose ends. These may be discarded. Thread one end of the hose to the outlet. Tighten with an adjustable wrench. Thread the other end to the spray gun. Stabilize the gun fitting with 1 wrench and tighten the hose nut with a 2nd wrench. That's all there is to assemble the Paint Crew. With the unit turned off, plug in the Paint Crew. In order to fill the pump, hose, and spray gun with material, it is necessary to prime the system. To begin, ensure the gun trigger is locked by flipping the lock 90 degrees to either side. Inside the hopper, depress the inlet filter twice to ensure the valve will operate properly. Pour the material to be sprayed into the hopper. Turn the prime spray knob to prime. Unsnap the material return tube. Take it out of the hopper and place it over a waste bucket. Turn the power on. The pump begins filling with material and will eventually flow out of the return tube. Performing this procedure gets rid of shipping oil when the unit is new or residual material from a previous job. Run until the material comes out clean. Turn off the power and snap the material return tube back into the hopper. Place the lid on the hopper. To fill the hose with paint, begin by unlocking the gun and squeezing the trigger while aiming the gun at a piece of cardboard or scrap material. Continue holding the trigger and power on the unit and turn the knob to spray. Keep the trigger pulled until the material sprays evenly without spitting. For safety, release the trigger and lock the spray gun. Turn back to prime, then turn off the power. Achieving a perfect finish requires a proper spray technique. Use the following tips as your guide. The tip guard assembly can be configured for either horizontal or vertical projects. Once in position, tighten with a wrench. For vertical siding or fencing, it should look like this. For horizontal lap siding, it should look like this. Ensure the unit is properly prepared and primed, and then turn on the power. The material will begin to circulate. Turn to Spray. The motor will start and stop as needed to maintain pressure and adjust to your workflow. Unlock the gun and you're ready to spray. Proper gun location is key to achieving an even coating over the entire surface. Always spray perpendicular to the surface at a distance of 10 to 12 inches. If the gun is allowed to point up, down, or to either side, one end of the spray pattern will be thicker than the other. To maintain a right angle to the surface, you will need to move your arm in a sweeping motion and flex your wrist as necessary. Using erratic motions will result in inconsistent coverage and loss of material. To ensure even coverage, begin each stroke by moving your arm without pulling the trigger. Once moving at a good rate, quickly pull the trigger. When approaching the end of the stroke, release the trigger and briefly keep the arm moving. Overlap each stroke by about 30%. If the spray trigger is not released before the end of each stroke, the paint will collect in one place and may run. Keeping these tips in mind, always perfect your technique before spraying your final project. It's a good idea to practice on scrap material or cardboard. Once you feel confident with your technique, move to the actual surface and begin spraying. It's usually best to begin in a more inconspicuous area, as your technique will most likely improve as you progress with the job. When using latex material, if you need to take a break for more than an hour, you'll need to prepare the sprayer for short-term storage. Relieve the pressure from the spray hose by turning off the unit, turning the knob to prime, and triggering the spray gun into the material container. Then lock the gun. Either wrap the gun with a damp cloth and place in a plastic bag, or place upside down in a bucket of water. Slowly pour 1/2 cup of water on top of the material in the hopper to prevent drying. Replace the hopper lid and keep the unit out of the sun. To begin again, remove the gun from the bag or bucket. Stir the water into the material in the hopper. Power on the unit and turn the knob to spray. First, test on scrap and then return back to your project. To clean up the paint crew, relieve the pressure by turning off the power, turning the knob to prime, and then triggering the spray gun into the material container. Then lock the gun. Remove the tip assembly and immediately place it in cleaning solution. Take off the hopper lid and empty any remaining material back into the original container. Fill the hopper with the appropriate cleaning solution. Use a rag to loosen the material from the sides of the hopper. Place a waste bucket next to the original material container. Aim the spray gun into the original container and, while holding the trigger down, turn on the power and turn the knob to spray. This flushes material from the hose back into the container. When cleaning solution begins to flow from the gun, immediately move to the waste bucket and continue holding the trigger. When the hopper is empty, turn to prime, power off, and release the trigger. Fill the hopper with more cleaning solution. To clean the return tube, power on, turn to prime, and circulate the cleaning solution back into the hopper. Then trigger the gun and turn the knob to spray to finish cleaning. Repeat the process until the flow runs clean. Then turn the knob to prime, remove the inlet filter, squirt 2 ounces of light household oil into the inlet valve, and replace the filter. Turn power on for 5 seconds to distribute the oil. Turn power off for storage. Disconnect the gun from the hose and unsnap the trigger guard. Unscrew the handle from the gun body. Remove the filter and rinse all of the components. Remove the tip from the guard and clean thoroughly. Dry the gun outlet and apply a small amount of household oil. Trigger a few times to distribute the oil. Reassemble the gun and reattach it to the hose. Reattach the spray tip assembly to the gun and store the Paint Crew assembled. For detailed instructions, including troubleshooting solutions, refer to the Paint Crew Complete Manual. Enjoy your Paint Crew spray system from Wagner. Paint fast, paint smart.